Those Days with the Monsters, Part 28. Well, the report had gone not quite as smoothly as Kirill would like, but he didn't think it had been too bad. He probably wouldn't know the result until he got a reply, if he ever did. A message from General Corbis had been unexpected the first time. He couldn't imagine getting another one. That would be considered actual correspondence. He'd probably done a terrible job anyway, so it was unlikely it would go anywhere. Kirill made his way out of his quarters, not sure where exactly he was going. The lights were slightly dimmed, but not yet darkened. He hadn't realised the Kzrkn slowly dimmed their lights. Was it to simulate the slow setting of the Kzrkn star? Hesitantly, he made his way back toward the bridge, hoping to apologise to the captain for his rudeness. He wanted very badly to stay on the ship, and being rude to the captain, well, rudeness had never gone well for him. Yeah, thanks, Effie. The captain's voice sounded from the bridge. I told you not to call me that. It's silly. The other voice was high, with an unusual accent. Kirill wasn't sure if it was a regional dialect or not. If he had been more familiar with Kzrkn dialects, he would have called it a British accent. Hey, that's better than my nickname. The captain sighed. You turned our old pumpkin into a nicely stealthed coach anyway, so you better accept it this time. You use the most ridiculous names. Operation Iron Shoes, Operation Glass Coffin, Operation All Fur. Why this obsession with fairy tales, Stevens? It's not mine, it's Sleepy's. I don't know. He loves them. Did I tell you what he called this one? No, you didn't. I assume it's bloody ridiculous. He calls it Operation Washerwoman. After a pause, the person with the high voice sighed. Well, at least he's doing it the old way. But it makes no sense. It should be Operation Woodsman. Is there anything else I can do for you, Captain Stevens? Nah, nothing for the moment. Give us about a month and we'll be by to pick up Iron Shoes. If you're certain. Kirill could see the back of the captain's head as he nodded. I am. Oh yeah, Effie? Operation Washerwoman is accurate. There was a short silence, then slowly the higher voice spoke. Captain Stevens, tell me honestly, no lies, no rubbish. Are you starting a war? We didn't start it, we're just finishing one no one knew about. The captain sighed. I would have felt bad, but, well, you saw the pictures. I did, and I wish I hadn't bloody eaten. A bit of warning next time before you send me something like that, The light cast from the bridge shone onto the wall. A shape passed in front of it, and the lighter voice sighed. Speaking of warnings, did you call me right before the shift changed? Sorry, Effie. I know you don't like it. I didn't know he was coming up here just yet. The light voice sighed again. If you say it like that, he'll misunderstand. It's not... Nah, I understand. I'd feel the same if I was in the same boat. Didn't mean to shove in here on you. That was Sleepy's voice. Kirill could hear him walking across the bridge. His footsteps were heavier than the captain's, even though Sleepy didn't seem to have a higher mass than the captain. Kirill supposed it was something about how they stepped. I'll go if you need me to. No, The light voice hesitated, shaking slightly. Chalmer, don't run away from me. I've got to get this out, one way or another. Sleepy's footsteps halted. His voice, when he spoke, was quiet and sounded more restrained than usual. Alright, FG. Hit me. I don't blame you. I know you were following orders, that's all. After a quiet moment, the lighter voice spoke again. I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me, or if I said I wasn't scared of you, or there isn't a part of me that hates you. But all the same, I can understand it. You did what you were told to do. Sleepy's shadow hung on the wall, showing his frame as his shoulders slumped. Nah, FG, you have every right to hate me. I shouldn't have gone with it. Should have bailed when the order came in. Evil triumphs when good men do nothing and all. I didn't even sit and do nothing. His amusement noise sounded fake. Guess that means I'm not a good man, huh? Well, I don't suppose a good man would have had anything to do with that run. For a moment the statement hung in the air solemnly before it faded away. Look, FG, I know it doesn't mean anything. I know I can't undo a damn thing, but I'm sorry anyway. I know it doesn't do anything for you now, and I don't expect any kind of answer. I don't have the right to one. I just want you to know that I'm sorry, and it's the one thing I'd go back and change. Nothing else, just that. The silence felt heavy until the lighter voice spoke again. Captain Stevens. The tone sounded strained. Kirill wasn't great with Cuman tones, but he thought it might be strained. Like this Cuman was speaking with an effort. He wasn't sure why, but they might be. Yeah? Keep Charmer busy, will you? I'll get Iron Shoes ready, just keep him busy. And don't let him get put in a corner. I don't ever want to hear about him getting war mad again. Promise me. I'll do what I can. I'm sorry, Effie. I can't promise more than that. The light from the bridge turned slightly redder. The captain must have turned off the blue light of the holopad. An exhausted sigh sounded. Kirill thought it was the captain, but he couldn't quite be sure. The two sounded very similar when they sighed. Hey, Sleepy. Yeah, Cap? Sleepy's steps moved further from the door, and suddenly his voice got a little bit quieter. What do you need, Jake? What's the strongest we got in the back cabinet? I think we got some Centauri clear. Should be 196 proof. Why? You want it? Yeah, I need something to take this out of my head. Hold up, Jake. You can't guzzle that stuff. I know you want to, but it's 196 proof. I don't care how much you want to forget things. I can't let you kill yourself on it. Get out of the way, Sleepy. The captain sounded angry. Kirill shivered. Jake, I know alcohol and drinking to forget better than anyone else on board. I'm telling you right now, you can't do that. I don't just mean you can't kill yourself on Centauri Clear. We can't afford to be down a captain, even if it's a hangover. Especially not with Washerwoman on the line. You gotta stay sharp, and I mean to make sure you do. Sleepy. The captain's voice seemed to shake slightly. Sleepy, let me forget, damn it, I can't do this. First time getting up close with an atrocity, huh? The captain's voice suddenly got quiet, as if all the fight had left him. Sector A was hell, Jeff. Absolute hell. I can't keep thinking about it. It'll drive me spare. What was A again? The captain's breath shook. Can't say it. Read the report. Don't say it to me, don't. Please. After a moment, Sleepy's voice sounded quietly. It almost hissed with fury. Damn the bastards. I thought they were getting their stock naturally. No wonder we lost so many from A. What do you mean? The captain's voice was sharp. Ugh, they're saying suicide attempts from Sector A have reached 60%, and success hit 35% not long ago. No wonder, sick bastards. Sleepy's voice shook, but it wasn't a gentle shaking. We need to talk to the spaceman. First thing that general of his needs to send to rescue his mental health. I don't want to lose any more. For a moment the captain was silent. When he spoke, it was quiet and forceful. Those bastards in Sector B had it so easy. All those kids happy to be saved. It's unfair. Jake. Sleepy's voice was barely audible. Listen to me. When something like this happens, whatever happens, you make yourself a soldier. And a soldier, when this happens, has got to take that and burn it. Use it as fuel. Get angry. Don't try to drown it. It's your weapon. You gotta make good use of everything the enemy gives you. After a moment he sighed. Jake, listen to me. I was on Sector C. I won't say A was a cakewalk, but I'll tell you, I'd trade for it in a heartbeat. What was Sector C? The captain whispered. Well, if A was where they made New Sapiens. B was where they raised them, and C was processing. I gotta know more than I ever wanted to know about how old the bastards like their meat. It was young, Jake, real young. Sleepy's voice shook, and he seemed to be gasping for air. The machines they used, damn it, Jake, I can't ever unsee that. Centauri was a cakewalk. You gotta get FG to send us a therapist. Let me guess, it can't wait for us to pick up iron shoes. I don't know, maybe. Jake, I can't go nuts again. I don't think I'd stop. There was a moment of silence on the bridge. Then there came a thud from the deck, followed by a deep inhale. Jake? Sleepy asked gently. Instead of a reply, a low, resonant, guttural sound ripped through the air. Ah! Kirill flinched. It sounded louder than the sirens he'd heard, raw and wrenching. The sound rose and rose until the hallway reverberated, the sound jarring Kirill's frills. He felt like his head was rattling. After a very unpleasant moment, it died away with a slight choking sound, as if the throat that had made it had suddenly stopped working. You feel any better, Cap? Not really. The captain's voice sounded hoarse. He must have been the one to make that awful, awful noise. Kirill's frills had stained themselves a deep blue-black, as if the sound itself seeped into him with its grief. Does it go away, Sleepy? I don't think it does. Not really, anyway. For what it's worth, though, I think you can be proud of this one. Which for walking into an atrocity is about as good as you get. Sleepy made a little noise, as if he was stretching. I can give you 2 shots of clear. No more. We need your brain tomorrow. Can I have a drinking partner? The captain mumbled, as if all the fight had gone out of him with that sound. Sure. Kirill snuck back to his quarters, his frills still nearly black with sorrow. He could feel that funny wet feeling again and swallowed it on instinct. He didn't deserve to cry. Not now. It was the Cumans that deserved to cry today. Thank you for listening to Those Days with the Monsters, Part 28.